one from Brunei and one from Thailand.
Yeah, and of course the lineup for Team LZ is Mojo, Cold, Ishtar, Simon, and Pala Pa Pa. Yeah, now I got that. I thought there might have been an extra par in there, but there certainly wasn't. Anyway, we do have the vetoes ready to have a quick look at as well to see where we're going to be heading. It looks like we are going Train, Mirage, and Dust 2. Bren, of course, picking Train. Team LZ with Mirage pick, and Dust 2 will be the third and final map if we go all 3 yards for the series.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I don't think so. I think this should be I'll be honest, LZ have to kind of like turn up in real big time and show us like a really good form to, I would say, take down Bren. Bren would have to play pretty shocking across the board. All 5 individuals would have to have failings in terms of them to drop the series. I have a lot more faith in the team, obviously, that's been established for a lot longer than the team that hasn't. That said, though, I mean, I'm keen to see what LZ do have. A lot of these mixed teams that have come forward in this qualifiers definitely have done well enough to earn their position in the league over here. I don't think there are any slouches in terms of normal Counter-Strike, but when it comes to there is a huge difference, right, between 5 stacking and playing the face-it stacks and the face-it pugs and actually playing against an established team that understand how to take map control, understand actually how to punish these aggressions, understand how to play off each other. We saw it in our first match in terms of the entire series where I believe it was Beyond just completely rolled over, no money for haircut. Sure, they got a couple of individual rounds here and there, but the team strategy is just too solid at the end of the day. As well as like just the understanding of how to like counter it, and same for the Sigma versus August as well. I mean, August gave it a good crack, but yeah, I mean, I'm not putting Hot Side in the same category with them. Obviously, they're a bit more of an established team as opposed to a stack. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see once we get to the semis, how everyone starts to go, at least against the top 4 teams. That's if, of course, Bren decide to take out LZ. You know, there's always room for an upset. This is the start of the year, the end of the player break. Technically, they've all had a couple of weeks off. So I guess we'll see how this one goes. But again, you know, similar to what you were saying, I do expect this to be a pretty quick 2-0 with Bren at the helm.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it's, like I said, individuals are there. Don't know what else. They've been playing together as a team for quite a bit. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous to actually think this is probably like one of the rosters that have actually stayed together through 2019 and through 2020 without making a huge change. And I feel like they definitely are a little bit cheated sometimes of some of these opportunities, which I really want to see them actually get more of. Just because I do believe they actually deserve a lot of these opportunities. I feel like they can actually get the work done a lot of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see if they can make this a quick night, or if Team LZ can make us eat our words, which we're always open to. We're always open to an upset. We're always open to the underdog proving everyone wrong. But look, I'm more interested to see what Pala Pa Pa brings to the table, because with a name like that, you really have to have some aim to back it up, or you just look like a bit of a goose, don't you?
Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, at the end of the day. Look, let's see how this goes overall. I'm not going to talk them down, I'm not going to talk them up just yet until I really see what's going on. I do know that you've been looking for your favorite kind of like player in terms of their names ever since your boy Oi kind of disappeared. So he's kind of been, yeah, he's been relegated into the tier 3 of Chinese Counter-Strike, or tier 4, which means that we'll never probably see him again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you'll find your new favorite over here.
Well, maybe. I know I've casted Mr. Chulo a few times, and that's always been pretty damn fun. So I dare say we're going to have a bit of fun tonight casting Mr. Puppy Chulo. And it looks like we are getting pretty close to the game. The knife round, of course, has happened recently. And here we are, straight into the pistols. Bren going to be starting on that T side, as Team LZ obviously choosing to start on the CT here on Train.
Yeah, not a bad idea, in all honesty. I don't know if it's a knife round where they just type, you know, slaying console and whatnot to establish it. I haven't really looked at the finer details of the best of 3. All I just know is most likely it is going to be like, you know, the team that picks the map, the other team gets to pick the side, out into a fast B rush as well. So Bren just looking to pressure the small spot immediately, and Mojo's just down.
Yeah, straight in. Micro doing a lot of work, getting a whole lot of map control there as well. And solid post plants already, still a lurker in upper halls. Team LZ not going to go for the flank. They're actually going to regroup and send 3 players into CT. Looking to crack their way back in. Micro spots the jump, and he's heard everything as well, playing so close to connector. Pro. He's even got that flank coming in. Everything going wrong for Team LZ, and they're running out of time. Only like 12 seconds really to get to the bomb and start defusing. Puppy Chulo going to be doing what he can from the back of Pop now as the flank starts to come through. Puppy Chulo repositions. He's going to be left last alive, brings it to that one-on-one, but there is little to no time remaining for Simon, and he's going to go into sight. Yes, look for some damage, but it's the round that goes in favor of Bren. Puppy Chulo secures, and he's going to go down with the ship as well.
Yeah, nice little solid start coming out for Bren at the end of the day. So, I mean, a good thing I would actually say right now is the fact that, how do I say it? Bren were able to, like, Team LZ were actually able to get a lot of the shots across that 5-4 retake. Obviously, they did take a little bit long, which is not ideal because it means you're not going to win the round. But to be able to take a couple of aim deals in, at the very least, to get it warmed up, you're not getting completely rolled out of the pistol round. It's still very close at the end of the day. You can try to make some work across with these pistols, the USPs, to try to see if you can take this AK off Papa Chulo. He's in pretty good form so far.
Yeah, he's doing all right at the moment. Mojo will snatch one away, but it looks like the rest of Team LZ are also going to be knocked out by Mr. Chulo, who's found himself 3. SMG will find 1 in the hands of Micro. And Bren, nice, solid second round to make sure that they don't lose too many weapons there up against the Eco. Team LZ are going to be buying into the third.
Not much utility to play with this third round buy. That's the only issue I've got over here. You don't really have incendiary grenades, so if Bren just go fast out into this A site and actually get someone out towards Olaf, there's no molly to really stop him. There's maybe like one molly, so already you can see it's like, all right, we're gonna have to drop this defensive utility. Did they spot this? They didn't spot the smoke being dropped so close, and actually Simon, just at close range, able to gun down a couple of T's trying to commit through the smoke. Bren trying to pick up the pace, but I don't think that works out too well. They're gonna have to slow things down right now. Now the rifles to do some talking at the long range, and so far Papachulo and Derek definitely making it work. Can bring this back on this 2-on-3 right now. Ishtar's tagged down low. Bomb still lost over at Ivy.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard part for them to deal with. Yes, they've managed to get rid of Ishtar, but all the way to Ivy, Mojo, and Simon in a very solid spot to try and hold this. Mr. Chulo has only got himself a single smoke. Derek with a flash and a molly, so these nooks and crannies can be forced out. But Bren, they're taking a whole lot of time just being very thorough. Clearance of every little nook and cranny here on train. They're just going to be going in through Ivy together. But again, they're taking a whole lot of time.
Yeah, this is a good thing now that Team LZ actually have a couple of mollies over here. It depends on how the smoke's going to be used, how this utility is going to be used as well. Nice little timing on that molly right now. That's going to delay the push even further. This actually has to be a firefight, I think, right now. Both T's going to be grouping up and swinging and playing that contact. They spotted both CTs. Molly goes in deep. And it's actually going to be a deep smoke, and the Molotov not going to be too effective. Time is starting to actually dwindle away. They still need to retrieve this right now. Papa Chulo going to be doing his best impression of Dancing with the Stars. He gets out alive. Derek doesn't, though, trying to place that cover fire. Papa Chulo is going to go for the plant, but the CT is going to be placing the pressure on right now. Papa Chulo, though, given this clutch situation, the pacing was completely off for Team LZ as Mojo was completely behind Simon. And there you have it. Papa Chulo, once again, coming up with a good so far. 9-0.
Team LZ had everything to close out that round. Both the mollies just to buy some extra time. Maybe throwing that a little early. I would have said it was perfectly positioned, perfectly thrown. But at the same time, you know, the spam through the smoke, just not able to stop Puppy from going and getting that bomb planted. But then in the retake situation, they'd already completely split up, gave Puppy the chance to get back into the round, and he wins the 1-on-2, which is completely ridiculous. They're able to 2-on-4 at one point. Round, and it's up against the Deagles. Team LZ trying to stack that outer sight that's already been picked apart.
Yeah, aim is working out for a majority of these players on Bren. They're good enough to get like their first couple of entries. Bit of a stack over here on the A side. Maybe they can get a single kill over here. No, they can't even get a kill. Economy for Bren is starting to build up slowly on the majority of these players right now. 5 alive there is going to keep 5k in the bank accounts for all of them, except for Wits and Pro. And we might have our first pause as well, because it looks like one of the players from Team LZ has dropped out of the server.
Oh, no. And the delays begin. 4 rounds in. Let's see.
Mum, do we have... Mum, can we buy a Cold Zero? Mum, we already have Cold Zero at home. Cold Zero at home. He's disconnected.
Oh,
He's
no.
back.
Beautiful. Just a nice quick little retry. Back in, although he doesn't have a whole lot to work with there. Looks like he bought before he DC'd, which is a little unfortunate. Surely, looks like, is it in the tactical now?
With the amount of clicks that are happening, I would say this is... I think with the pauses, you can have both a tech and a tactical. I don't know exactly how it works, but whether it's a call or if it's a typed command, but definitely the admins are on top of it right now. Does look like it should be resolved relatively soon. If not, we'll have a voice from the sky that tells us differently.
I think I remember this as well, though, from the last region, from Oceania. Like the tacticals, I think they're set at a minute. So with the UI, you'll see it from the 30-second mark. So for the first 30 seconds, it looks like it's just tech pause. But I guess we'll see where this one goes. Looks like Cold's going to be going ahead without the armor, picking up that M4. And yeah, unfortunately, they're just going to have to play without armor. So let's see what Cold can do here. He has a molly that he's picked up.
It's a bit unfortunate. I think they're still talking at the moment. Round doesn't look like it's... We'll give it a bit. Obviously, we're just seeing what's going on. No damage has been taken. Obviously, it's not really... Geordie, I'm not really one for the paperwork, you know? I'm not really one that looks at the rules and whatnot. But Ishar's just gone in right there. And... don't know what's going on over here, but looks like Bren, they're just going ahead and tapping a couple of heads. So it might just be an empty round here. We'll figure out in a moment.
Sounds like they're negotiating the round with the admin at the moment, just trying to get it restored from the previous. Because, of course, Cold, he spent his cold hard cash on that Kevlar. And it is disputed. It is an air. So, you know, he's going to feel a little salty about that one. And as you can see,
I think
in terms of sportsmanship, yes, it's fair. You know, just reset it. Get it all done. Hopefully we can get that one sorted and go back the round and just be playing from there.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably going to be one of the lesser controversial kind of resets over here. Definitely not going to be up there in terms of the top 5 most controversial demands in the history of Counter-Strike. Pretty easy disconnect at the beginning of the round. There's a bit of money for them to play with. I reckon the rule set should allow that. But in the meantime, it's obviously back to our faces once again. And not really much to go off so far. Obviously, it's kind of the case of Bren just coming out, just individual firing so far. Really just Papachula just doming a couple of heads. Didn't really like their buy round strategy. I'll be real. Charging through that Molotov was not... through the smoke, sorry, over at Ivy was probably not it.
Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? It was a little bit odd, a little bit peculiar. Oh my god, I found a word I can't say. Peculiar. I'm just going to drink. I need some hydration, you know.
Just sip a bit of that water, though. I know that. Oh, you have a bit of a sippy cup. Is that bean juice in there?
It's bean juice.
It's bean juice. Yeah.
I've been going to bed kind of early, so starting a cast at midnight, I was a little bit worried about. So of course, you know me, I struggle to cast without being highly caffeinated, and that's what we're doing. You know, doing the right thing.
Yeah, I respect that. I'm on a decaf coffee at the moment right now, so yeah. Should we cause any troubles for Kang at the moment on Twitch? I do realize he's here at the moment, so he's one of my favorite guys over there at Zowie/BenQ. I was having a joke, just saying if you guys want a free monitor, just DM him on Twitch, but I don't think that's actually a really good joke. I feel like that's actually... he's going to cop a few DMs there, so I won't do that. Don't DM him, guys. He's not going to give free monitors out, but definitely check out the range of Zowie products. I've got one actually over here. I don't know if I can bring it out though. Beautiful.
Look, an EC2. What a great mouse it was. I just need to restore the feed on it and it'll be perfect again. And we can go hard. Bought this second hand off a good mate of mine. Llamas has touched this. He christened it for me and then bought it off him. But yeah, good shape. Great if you're a claw gripper. So, you know, get around it. I had the EC2B as well, the Counter-Strike edition. That was a very, very good mouse, by the way. Really big fan of the Zowie products. So, you know, if you guys need a solid mouse, one that feels probably the best of all the mice I've currently got on my desk, it is definitely the most solid feeling, the most well built, and very good mouse, especially when you're playing FPS games.
Yeah, I mean, That's absolutely why, because I got my Zowie mouse plugged in. I absolutely don't Mac in deathmatch, but that's neither here nor there, to be honest. That's just deathmatch at the end of the day. And now we're back into the real action over here. 5-5 tactical Counter-Strike, and Papachulo going to be setting it out straight through Olaf. Tanks a bit of damage. He's managed to make his way towards Sandwich nice and early on. A couple of flashbangs is going to allow him to peek out, but he can't replicate. That's his test this time. But the rest of Bren, they're flooding in.
Oh, Pala could not get anything done from the top of green, which is very unfortunate. Bren dominating the outer site, and it's just Mojo last alive. So after all that, getting all those rifles back with the reset round, it was all for nothing as Bren just run them down straight. And again, through the smoke, it looks like Bren is just having a field day with Team LZ at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is the case of this is a team that actually knows how to play Train. All right, Bren is like one of those rare Asian teams where if they pick Train, I'm actually relatively confident in them taking a pretty comprehensive victory against even like a couple of stronger opponents. They actually have a couple of good T-side strats. They know what their CD setups are. They've got strong individual aimers and riflers that can carry the game away for them, and they have like decent utility usage. You can see there as well, Papachulo. It's like he's not pushing through his smoke just blindly. There's actually flashbangs assisting his pathway in, and I'd say the pain just will continue at the moment. 5-0 right now.
Oh well. Something going wrong again for Team LZ, as we do see Bren just waltzing out towards the A site once more. All the way, Wits. He's tried to clear everything, but it's Micro doing all the work. Now Simon going to be stuck here at Hell. Nice 1D, got a Derek, and unfortunately not going to be able to get to safety. Tried to retrieve the AK to bolster the firepower, but it did not work out. And that's going to be 6 in a row for Bren on the T side, just dominating Team LZ right now.
Yeah, and I guess the pain's going to continue over here right now. I mean, it's even like you look at the entry pathways, nothing really wrong that you can be doing on this T side. LZ need to step up and try to figure out how to get these crossfires working with the rifles on this A site, how to drop this early utility. I mean, it did work, actually. They did manage to do a bit of damage to Papachulo, but the rifles are unable to back up at the moment. This is where I'd love to see Bren make a couple of adaptations, and as a matter of fact, maybe go towards this B site as well. Start testing this out a little bit, draw off the rotations, and then either hit this A site or whatnot. No SL control coming out from the CTs either. They're dropping a lot of their utility early on. This is great stuff for Bren, in all honesty. This kind of just indicates they have a really good idea of what they want to do. And for Team LZ, kind of stuck between two minds. You can see how much emphasis they're placing at CT connector right now.
Mojo in a pretty solid position here. Shadow could be spotted, but that smoke at lower is going to be refreshed, and Brent puts a halt to the execute they were about to throw. Now, Papi send it back to the top of ladder, making sure that no one is fast on the flank. Micro left that T-con position. Not going to punish any over-aggression. Matter of time before this execute comes through. Mojo only has that one flash to play with, and the support from Con, but Ishtar, no utility, so Mojo's going to be out on an island.
Yeah, flashbangs are effective as well. Orp, though, does manage to pick off a few, or just one so far, but a great little flashbang coming out from Mojo does allow Cold to peek in. Assistance on the back of the rifle does actually allow that double kill. This is the best round for LZ just yet. Micro, though, position identified, but still good to kind of trade for two. Or spots out one of the low riflers. Nice little HE grenade as well into Pop Dog. He's managed to make his way back onto site. Still trying to dance and isolate these angles. Oh, so close into replicating the heroics as well. That would have been a 1-on-4 clutch. Would have been absolutely huge, but not this time. LZ finally managed to pick up the CT round. Still a costly one, though. They lose all 4 players out of the 5. Gonna have to reinvest, and you can look at the money for Bren at the moment. They're laughing all the way to the bank.
So close there at the end. Just one bullet away from making the clutch a reality. But of course, Team LZ on the board finally with that first round. And look, Ishtar still going to be able to play with that AWP, but the money has been broken, and Bren, they have bank for days. So that's going to be an issue that Team LZ will have to deal with. So if they want to get back into the game, they really need to win these rounds with as many players alive as possible.
Yep, that's not a good way to start, though. Just the AWP getting a pick over there. Wits, don't think he was boosted up. I think he just managed to find that pick onto Simon. This is going to leave a huge hole now, especially if presence is going to be made over here in the B site. Really, Cold needs to step up huge right now at this Ivy position. Either find the right timing, slide his way in. But if he just drops in the wrong timing, that's huge control right now. Papa is going to try and do his best with the FAMAS. Rotations now coming up to this A site, but so much time for Bren to work with.
Ooh, sneaking through that smoke over towards dark side, and now you have Micro. Going to make this flank happen. It could just be the B hit. You can see that that's exactly what they're going to do as well. Puppy bringing that bomb over. But Team LZ, they have 2 players here ready to stop it. However, Mojo can get his head ripped off, and it's off to Ishtar to deal with both the flank and what's coming in from the front. Which
many opportunities from here. Worth a crack from Pala Papa. Miss out one of those.
Can we just call them Papa, and then we have Puppy on the other side? It'll be so much easier.
I think that'll be very confusing. I think Pala Papa Papa is actually going to be the way that we have to go here, Mac.
Oh no!
We're gonna have to show the players the full respect of their alias.
Do you think that he's related to Pala?
No.
No. Oh,
absolutely not.
Well,
I can guarantee that as a matter of fact. Absolutely not.
Well, look, a boy can dream, right? Anyway, Simon, no, makes that dream a reality, pushes straight into ladder, finding himself an early or a late Christmas present, as that AWP is going to be retrieved. Smoking the deep on Harpy. Goes wide, and we'll find a headshot. Flashed in, Team LZ now with some control, but the numbers have evened up.
Yeah, I mean, even just Papachula just recognizing that's a T connector smoke, they're looking to take some control. It's like an instant reroute, right? He holds, like, gets a bit of a pick, keeps Team LZ pretty interested still over here at the A site, and then they just reroute back to B because they just walk out, they play this contact play. That's it though, Micro does go down, so slowly and steadily actually. Team LZ have the opportunity of retrieving a few weapons here, but I mean, all the Ts are kind of spread out. Pro just angling his plant a little bit there. Derek going aggressive on the challenge. But Mojo answering in kind. This is actually starting to get a bit perilous right now. There's not much utility for the Ts to work with. They have to rely on the guns, and oh, that's a bit of a gift.
Yeah, that's something. And it looks like Team LZ could have a chance, but Pro, we're going hard. Not do anything with the scout. Flank comes through. Simon finds the person knows the Pro's going to be over. Undercat. There you have it. The 1-on-2 to close it. No kit, no clue. And of course, that is going to be an AWP taken across to the next. But Bren, of course, take this round. That's going to be 8-1. We do start to get towards the ending parts of the first half here. Oh, it's so rough for Team LZ at the moment. Bren now with the majority, and they're going to be laughing here on the T side.
Yeah, it didn't have the kit because they didn't have a bind to that one. It was just a couple of deagles, a couple of pistols, just to see what they could do. I do respect the fact that Team LZ are still going for these buy rounds. That's exactly what they need to make their way back in. And this is kind of like where the grind has to begin for them right now on the CT side. It's a pretty dire situation. There's obviously a lot of rounds against them. But one good thing actually is Bren's economy is not as hot as it used to be, right? Obviously, he's still got 2 players that has a decent amount of money, but you can see that the AWP purchase, players dropping down into these like one-on-one situations where Bren getting a little bit too cocky on some of their players, playing very confidently forward with no ability to trade out and no utility drops in these crucial positions. Means that Bren actually needs to kind of slow this down a little bit and actually think, okay, these rounds are coming very close.
I just noticed we have agent skins on as well, which I don't know if we saw too many of in the Oceanic tourney. But none of the T players, none of Bren actually have them on here over on the T side. CT players, I think they have 2 or 3.
I just wanted some more Agent K skins, let's be real.
Which one's that? Is that the stocking on the head?
Yep, no one knows who he is. I mean,
of course.
If you look like that, of course no one's going to know who you are.
Hopefully we get to see some Agent K gameplay at some point throughout this region of eXTREMESLAND. Oh, nade through. Simon dodges a good amount of damage, but he will at least pick up the kill. And that crucial control of ladder. Cold as well on the line, waiting for a swing. The jump across, not going to be shot at. Thought he connected there, but he just barely misses. As we are going to see this double AWP setup. Ready to preem it outers at the moment.
Yeah, it's working pretty well. Can't complain. It's finally a bit of a change up. The rifler over SL. This is what I want to see. Just a good channel aggression in terms of playing it smart. And so, Bren, they're going to head back and hit the small side. I'd like to see Ishtar actually rotate with this AWP. You'd be relatively confident right now. You've cleared out all of this. You've got this aggressive SL control. And there you have it. AWP's actually moved back here. Utility dropped at the right time at the minute mark. Absolutely love it right now, honestly, for LZ. I don't want to see them drop the situation. 3-on-5, everything they need to work with. Do not want to let this opportunity slip.
They're getting this Exy ready with what they have remaining. 3 smokes, a couple of bangers, and 2 mollies. And if one is going to be placed correctly, Mojo should be forced off the back of Pop, and that might allow for some extra breathing room on the B site. Smoke to con nice and deep. Mojo might be isolated all on his own. Some good timing on the molly. He's going to spam straight through. 20 seconds, and both the Bren players, it might just have to be the reroute. You can see Derek just quickly clearing out that flank as now, with 18 seconds remain, he knows that they are completely flooding the site. A bit of damage on the Papi there through the wood, and it looks like the save is going to be the call at this point. Just holding control of Whitehalls, and there you have it. Team LZ find themselves a second on the CT side.
Yeah, just good work as well. Just a Rifler getting a pick, and Orpa getting a pick, just holding on to the early aggression, and it works an absolute charm. And this is exactly what I mean. Bren's economy isn't really too crush hot on some of these players. They needed to save these AKs into the next round. After a dire situation, you can't really heroic your way out of it. And you have to save. LZ just settled the nerves down a little bit earlier. We could be seeing maybe like a 4-6 situation even, which is still not ideal for Team LZ. But I think those situations did allow Bren to maybe just get a little bit too overconfident. They need to slow things down a little bit right now, not get picked off, just go back to what is working for them. A couple of execute-based strats, good flashbangs to get the riflers in the position, into the angles to trade out, and it's going to be Ivy pressure coming forward. Simon doing his best Neo impression. But Wits, he's had enough. He's cute.
Certainly flicking the stick around. Ishtar look to hit back, and goes the repeat, just barely misses micro. That could have been what they needed, and he's found himself another. But Pro trades over the top now, and Mojo, last alive, has the smoke to play around. He's got very aggressive, spotting one man looking away, but Puppy Chulo is there for the trade, and that's going to be 9 secured for Bren Esports as we head into the 12th.
So important then that the Team LZ had 5 CTs alive. You can see they can still buy into this one. Can't afford the double AWP though, which is not the end of the world, I'll be real, but Mojo does have to go down to a FAMAS. They've got a decent set of utility to work with in kits. Not out of it for LZ, like I said. This is a big reset round. If they can actually take this off the tees, you can see Brendan will actually have to concede maybe a force by an Eco for the first time in this half. Actually going to be setting up for a fast B-side strat, and this might work because Mojo is going to drop the smoke, but he actually, I think, just went to go reinforce the A site early on.
Let's see where Bren end up, because that bomb's still over, but behind T-Con. Looks like they're just holding for any over-aggression. Team LZ not getting too big for their boots. Mojo playing towards the lowers here. Still has that molly to dump, but might just hide at coils instead. Re-smoke at lowers. Still a solid setup at the B site. Pala is going to be waiting here in the ladder. He's been pretty solid in this position as well, managing to at least convert 1 kill at a time. Oh, Pyro goes down. Will somehow get away with his life, even with the falling damage. But that's a world of information. Now smoke going to be dropped as the molly looked like it was going to be lined up for outside ladder. Now Bren with ladder control. That's going to be a good amount of information. However, Derek trying to work out upper. He's going to lose his head. Ishtar posted strong on the line. Team LZ, the 3 men at A, are about to meet their maker.
Oh, Pala is able to shift out. Papachulo, though, does manage to get the trade. Now the rotation is going to come forward. They still don't know if it's going to be a B site take or not. Papachulo does go down with the bomb. They know definitely it's going to be the A site now. 20 seconds left. Wits unable to get the trade. And Pro can't really make his way out of SL. It's going to have to be another concede coming out from Bren. They're going to be trying to save and hold on to this AWP and AK, but this damage has actually been done already from some of these CT members. Pro in a sandwich right now. He's going to be mollied off as well, but no, Mojo mollies himself.
Oh, no.
Oh, does it spread to Pro?
Travesty with that molly. However, Brent, they're going to be happy with that. 2 alive, and still, they can make something happen with this if they want. You know, Wits Cutes on that double eco. Pro's only on 500, so you may as well be forcing up around this. And it looks like that is exactly what they will do. But even with 9 T-sided rounds here on train already, you know, it's their map pick. Surely their defense here as well is going to be just as optimal. You have to be worried for Team LG. Now, fast approach straight to outers. Oh my lord, Simon, how's he alive for so long, Pro? Bit of a whiff there as Cold is able to trade from the top of green. However, Wits as well very sharp on the stick at the moment. Ishtar got some extra utility there. Mojo needing to play close to that sandwich smoke. Bren, though, not going to be busting through that smoke fade. Derek tries to make the hopes and dreams of an LZ fade as well. And it's back to the one-on-one as Pala Papa has just gone huge at Ivy.
Yeah, Wit's actually going to be dropping off and taking the AK forward, but Pala Papa just actually peeks before the flashbang blooms. Could have actually worked out. He's going to go for the swing. Of course he is. He's feeling that confidence after getting the rifle kills there. Just utilizing that M4. Some of the individuals now stepping up for LZ. Bren have to eco this one.
There you have it. The 1-on-4 and Pala Papa doubles his kills. 8 and 11 now for himself. As Simon still leads in terms of the kills for Team LZ. He's actually positive as well. So doing a whole lot of work here. We do see Bren having to take an eco, something I didn't think we would see here in the first half, but Team LZ starting to finally put up a fight. Oh, Simon, again, another solid in ladder. And he's just waiting for that second man to suffer the same fate. But let's see if the drop eventually comes or not. Derek, what's going on here? He's just playing with his food, showing some toes underneath the edge there. Simon just waiting for the drop. Going to be the shift walk down. See you later, Derek. And that's going to be a 2-man advantage.
I don't know if Cold needs to aggress in over here. That's actually a bit of a free rifle right now for Micro to actually take forward. Don't want to be gifting any rifles over right now to Bren. They can still do some damage on the back of these Deagles, on the back of these M4s. All they need to do is kind of group together and make a bit of a contact play.
Micro has been farming on that rifle as well. So let's see if he can maybe make mincemeat of Team LZ and punish them for over-aggressing into T-Con. They had so much control, 2-man advantage. Just done a little away. Or M4 gets some chip damage, which trades there with the Deagle. And now this is when Team LZ might just start to crumble. 2 players over towards the A site. As we do see Mojo wrapping in from CT. Ishtar's going to be spotted there on the train. Cops a little bit of an angle and another onto Witch. It's up to Papi Chulo, who I believe has been hurt in T-Con. As you can see, Team LZ, they will reposition appropriately. And with 18 seconds, it's very unlikely Papi Chulo makes this round happen. Good timing on the peak. And there you have it. 5 on the board for Team LZ, looking to make it a 6-9 half if they can find this final round of the half.
Yeah, they've done well enough as well. I'm happy to give them those rounds. I'd honestly say they probably deserved a couple more on the CT side. They definitely settled down a little bit more. Pretty gimmicky CT side, in all honesty, in terms of how the rotations are played out. And if Bren actually identified on some of them by playing a fast B in the right rounds, they could have definitely won them, like a fast uppers bust. Would have caught Mojo off guard, in all honesty. So not to be, though, as Team LZ able to make their way out. And a big success of this actually has been this SL control that's been coming out for these players at LZ. Not going to happen this time around, though, as they do need to actually concede that position. Mojo's tanked a lot of damage. It's actually going to be Cold playing this Inners area now, dropping that smoke at the Inners ramp. And this is what I mean. Bren just needs to make this play over here at Uppers nice and early on. This time around, there's no serious SL control, which means that LZ, they need to retake another part of the map.
Ishtar has been very solid at taking down any players coming out from upper. This time, however, Brent with this full setup. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a read. Papa comes in just in time. Ishtar will connect, and that's going to be the advantage for Team LZ, but not for long. Micro hits one. Molly trades it as Derek will find yet another. That's going to be some good coverage, and the bomb will get to site successfully. But Derek, is this a bit of an over-aggression? They found another now with this man advantage. They don't need to stress, and Simon will fall as Derek makes that one happen. Ishtar now, the man from Con, still going to be here, spotted from the top of ladder. And that's going to be the end of the half. Another found for Bren as they send it into double digits. 10 on the T side of Train. That is going to be a dangerous one as Team LZ. They've got a long way to climb if they want to get back into the game.
I would say this is probably a mountain that's insurmountable. They'd have to play like a phenomenal T side for me to change my mind about it. I'm not going to give up on the hopes just yet, but here's the thing, right? There's no real individuals firing up in terms of like, oh yeah, there was maybe one round that like one player went absolutely huge. There was another round where maybe this player went huge, but nothing consistent where I can kind of go, this player's actually feeling it and actually can rip these rounds off the players. Bit of a what's going on over here? 2 SL, 2 out T-Con, and third one to follow after dropping the utility.
Oh, Simon, all the way to the back of green already. Spots Papi and knocks him down to 15, make it 0 as Palapapa does follow up. Wits Cute not able to find anything through the edge of the smoke there at Ivy. Pro going to be left alive on just 3 HP. Up, cop in the bink, and there you have it. Team LZ on the T side have come out blitzing.
That's confidence. I like it. And if they can back it up right now on taking this round very confidently, that's the start of a bit of a comeback on this long side. Keep the CT side in control in terms of the economy.
Oh, look at that. We've got the white balaclavaed gamer there on the T side. I've heard some dangerous things about that one. Very hard to track that head, especially on certain maps. So let's see if that one plays a factor. And let's see if Team LZ's player skins give them a slight advantage or not.
Just might indeed. A lot of noise has been made towards this B side. Actually going to be a full-on stack right now coming out for Bren. And this is actually going to be pretty dangerous. They're not really committing. They're actually just tanking a couple of shots over here. They're forced to fall back. And as a result, Bren's kind of going to be shuffling a couple of these players back as well. Which just keeping a bit of an eye. You can see Team LZ actually, they drop a lot of their utility. They tank a few shots. And then they just go, yeah, we're just going to back out. Situation's been reset.
Getting ready to go for the double drop now. No one standing in their way as Bren holding some very deep lines here at 8. Which cute. On just 15 HP with the scout is looking to cause some extra damage before falling. So he will be taking an aggressive line. Team LZ though. Rerouting back towards the B site. And look at this setup they've got here. Micro as well as Pro. Both going to be playing at Summit, mid-bomb. And this could be dangerous if Team LZ don't clear out all these nooks and crannies. And there's no mollies to force them out of these positions as well. Danger could be on the other side of the wall here.
Yeah, Micro, you can see it. That's the Deagle tag or the Scout tag that worked early on. Pro, that's a hell of a shot into Mojo. Can't follow that on to Simon, though. Palapapa is well able to alleviate some of this pressure. Gets a nice little shot down range. And it looks like that madness should be resolved right now. Papachulo is going to be on the flank, but you can see that Ishtar is going to be covering it. That said, Ishtar doesn't really have the HP to withstand even a single Deagle shot to the body. Might just be going for exits right now. And I don't really mind this from Bren. Just to allow kind of Team LZ to settle themselves in a situation where they are forced to kind of commit into this area. Wits dancing at the moment. A lot of players trying to apply pressure. This is nice, actually.
Oh,
a few picks here and there. That's an AK retrievable as well.
Oh, Palapapa, does he survive here? I think he might just... Oh, 41 HP. Okay. So that's something. And Team LZ will carry one rifle across, but again, their economy on edge of being broken. What a shot from Pro as well. Catching Mojo in midair.
Not an easy shot. Last time I saw that at a land final, yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a shot like that. Not easy to make at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't really convert to a round victory for Bren at the end of the day. They've done a lot of damage to this economy. They've actually kept an AK as well as a scout in play, which means that you still have to be pretty cautious as LZ. You can't really commit somewhere blindly. You don't really walk into a stack right now. You can see Pro's actually been gifted the AK and tasked with going this upper B area. This is actually a perfect area for holding right now, because if he actually gets the timing, and he will get the timing, that's a bomb carrier denied.
All right, Pro able to find another as well. That's going to be Brown Hall's control. At the moment, Mojo still going to be lurking in behind. Bomb retrieved, but no one covering their teammates there. That's going to make it so much harder. Mojo will come in eventually. Pro dealt with. It's back to the 2-on-2, and both the T's are so damn low. This Deagle in the hands of Papi Chulo can wreak some huge amounts of mayhem. There's a scout there as well, which he could hand across to Derek. Not going to happen. Derek now going to be left last alive just with this USP to play with. That SMG and AK is going to be very hard to get past. No bink for him. Mojo could have fallen there and then, but it didn't happen. And you can see Colden Mojo will mop that one back up after a very scary beginning.
Huge opportunity for Bren to convert that round, especially if Papachulo gets that kill on that low ramp player. Then Mojo kind of stuck at upper ramp. A lot of angles he needs to clear out with the AK. He actually tanked a lot from Derek as well. Derek only had the USB at the end of the day as Bren went into there with just pretty much the AK and scout saved. And this is what I mean, right? That AK save just did so much damage for Bren. where LZ, their economy still isn't comfortable, even after winning a lot of these rounds.
Mm.
And a bit of a misbuy, I would say, because there's a bit of a jumble that's going around over there at T-Spawn. They're trying to figure out who gets which gun. At the end of the day, it means that the MAC-10's actually nowhere near anything relevant 20 seconds into the round. You can see Mojo now looking to make presence over here at B.
It looked like, did Ishtar handed the AWP to Mojo? Mojo went for the peak though, right?
Potentially so, but
yeah, I think he went for the spawn shot.
Nice little HE grenade. Molotov to follow up as well into Derek. So LZ trying to wrestle this IV control off at the moment, whereas Bren's also rotating through the very limited utility they have. They don't have much left. They've had to dump everything, and with a few flashbangs for about 50 seconds to hold on, this is not looking too particularly good for the CTs. Team LZ, they can definitely play around with what they need to do with right now.
Looks like we are going to see back green smoke coming out there from Mojo as this IV control is still being hunted for. Simon looking to do it all on his own with this AK. Great utility usage just to get full control of IV now. Back green smoke starting to come out, and this is going to isolate the fight, break up that crossfire from the site players. But as you can see, Simon not expecting Derek so close into that smoke at Ivy, and off the back of that, Team LZ grouping up and about to bust out lowers, but there's a whole lot of eyes on the prize here. Great timing on the flash link. Get two players out to sight. Micro brings that one back after the bink onto his noggin, and Pala Papa, the only man to get a frag for Team LZ at the moment. Another has been found.
Oh,
the bomb's down at Ivy. Too many men looking towards him, and that's going to be Bren picking up another. But Pala Papa makes it expensive and really had a chance at finding himself a 4K, maybe even the round, if those shots weren't connected by Bren.
That was actually so clean. I'm wondering what Ishtar's doing over there. If Ishtar actually pushed inners at the same time, he was really concerned about the flank, I get it. But he needed to get down there and just assist Pali Papapa, just getting that bomb down. Just time was starting to dwindle, and even if Pali Papapa was able to get those kills, I don't know if he was able to. Oh, he should have enough time to retrieve the bomb and get the bomb plant down. But once again, those are one of those opportunities where for Team LZ, I said that was definitely, they were in with a huge chance. Just the trade game not really working out too well, and Cold actually allowed to kind of slide out T-Connector to do a lot of damage over onto Wits.
Yeah, interesting there were no eyes on this position. Yeah, he's surely going to be spotted. Yeah, Toes dealt with Derek, just spamming that one down. And one of the Deagles already out of the equation. Looks like we are going to see that Deagle retrieved by Pala Papa, but he's also going to be dealt with as Wits threads the needle with the AWP. Now he's reposted back on Ivy. Team LZ is going one by one and all seemingly crumbling. Ishtar is expecting the re-peek there. Makes a bit of noise. We're going to force the aggression. That will come through. And it's going to be 5 kills for Bren and none for Team LZ. Clean anti-eco. And Bren's economy now starting to go on the upwards trend.
Yeah, the painful part for Team LZ as well, with no loss bonus, it means they kind of have to concede this one a little bit. You can't get the AKs out. You're going to have to buy Deagles, and they have no one but to blame but themselves. They're actually forcing, and I don't really like this. Here's the reason why. You got firepower, sure, you got a couple of AKs and SIGs, but where's the utility? You have to go something fast. You can't take your time. And Bren, from what I've seen, they drop a lot of their utility early on. You can see already HEs, mollies coming out. Counter flashbangs in the spray as well.
Okay. Couple found already for Bren as Ishtar looks to trade. It's a rough position. He's running straight into a crossfire, and Bren, their positioning just way too strong for Team to deal with this. Simon sprays down to almost the third, but the transfer not able to hit him straight away. Pro at least had the accuracy fully reset from that position, and that was more than enough to allow him to make that one look damn easy. And there you have it, 13 on the board for Bren, losing 2 in the previous. But Team LZ running out of options, it seems, as we get towards the later stages of the map.
Running out of time as well. And that's going to cost them a lot in terms of a bit of a mix buy. I would have much preferred a couple of pistols and smokes, and they have done that to kind of read what's going on. You come into this with a really good buy, and you try to grind it out from here. But as a result, now it's going to have to concede 14. You've got to maximize your chances of the winning. Let's be real. And Team LZ, that kind of previous buy didn't do that.
Okay. Well, the unarmored Deagle will find one. Papi swings in for the trade. And off the back of the pick, you can see Team LZ starting to gravitate back towards the A site. As Bren, they're going to be sticking with the 2-2 split, leaving WizCute posted on upper. And not trying to hedge their bets back towards outers, fully reliant on both Papi and Pro at holding this position. Nice safe angles. Going to be held here, walking straight in danger. And, oh, cold. Okay, from the top of blue. Almost. Had to find himself a second Puppy from the back of Ivy. Just hoping to find another, but it's actually cold. Just wreaking out the mayhem. Nade does nothing. Okay, misses the mark and the molly as well, forcing out the players. But again, it's back to the 2-on-2. Team LZ in with a shot, but it's off to cold. 1-on-2 now. Trying to play from the back of hell. Knows that the bomb is there for him to play around. And almost wants the timing, but his position revealed. And there it is. Micro mops up as Bren obtained themselves 14 rounds, 2 away from taking the dub on map 1 of this best of 3 series.
Yeah, I mean, that said now, actually watching Team LZ play, I mean, I'm a bit more confident that if some of these individuals are able to step up in Mirage, they definitely can come in here with a bit of a chance. I'm starting to see that Bren, they're taking a couple of risky peeks right now. You know, Pro gets a kill and he decides to re-peek back in, goes to that swing. I'm just seeing that confidence right now for Bren that's being punished, which is good for Team LZ. Just unfortunately, they're unable to convert it into a round victory. And now with a lot of rounds kind of growing back at 8-14, you have to kind of concede it here, I would say, from that T side. You have to play so many great, solid T rounds. You can't gimmick your way through a train.
Oh, double drop. Going to be more than enough. It's a 2-for-1 trade, though, as Witch will find himself Simon. Reposition coming out for Bren. They have to play from the disadvantage as Team LZ look to stop Bren from closing this map out early. Flash out over the top of Cell. Another follows, but Ishtar being a little bit cautious here. And as the smoke fades, it favors Puppy Chulo, who's ready and waiting with the rifle. Cold wants to trade, and he certainly will. 3-on-2 now. As Micro goes on the aggressive, has to try to equalize, but it does not work in his favor, which beats them on the rotation now and finds another at lowers. Team LZ fully aware of his position. Which flashes. Team LZ commit to their guns. A couple of pieces of util, and that will be a safe cross to sight. Bomb planted now at default. Mojo's got a molly. Wits just trying to isolate some fights as the walk comes up on train. Oh, spotted over the smoke there. Some chip damage, 39 HP. Molly dropped, and Wits is just going to be jumping up so damn close. Smoke fades 1-on-1 now. Cold needs to try to make this wrap work. He's not going to be hurt on the drop, and there you have it. Team LZ with another, but again, a very costly round, and that's going to affect the economy in a very bad way.
Doesn't matter for Team LZ at this stage. It was going to be a costly round victory, is a round victory, and that was very well done as well. On the back of just actually getting those trades at SL, getting the first entry pick, utilizing just time, utilizing those little drop tricks to get control of SL, right? They get the first pick, they keep Papachula occupied, sure Ishtar goes down, but Cold does really well to get the trade, and then they can group up and actually affect the speed site. Works an absolute charm. They're actually doing pretty well in this push and pull. The only problem is that they just don't have the rounds to play with. The Papachula actually pushing forward. Simon's still there, though. This is a good start for Team LZ once again.
So much aggression. You love to see it. Unfortunately, our Puppy ran straight into a very solid crossfire. Now from here, Bren, they've managed to fight their way back in. Pala and Cold, both who have been playing very well for Team LZ, out of the equation for the round. Pro again. On a dangerous line, but one that can certainly favor him if Team LZ peak. However, they're not. Staying silent as they do maneuver their way to Brown Halls. With plenty of util to make this execute happen, they will find Micro's solo hit. Positioned to play for the retake as well, all the way at the back of Brown. 3 men out uppers. And this will work out as well, because Micro's on the ladder. Unless he gets very damn lucky, he's not going to be hitting anything here.
Yeah, bullets obviously going missing. He's going to drop Incendiary Grenade just over there at default, or close to default. Actually does affect Simon a little bit. Pro's going to come up on the flank very early on. So Ishtar, a lot of responsibility as Yorpa right now, covering 2 areas. And I think he might have just had a glimpse of Pro. There it is, the rifle up. Mojo going to be watching. Pro going to try and find the timing, but Ish is going to be wrapping around Mojo, though, with the back of that information. Able to swing around and pick off Derek as well. Team LZ, they should be able to hold on to this right now. Simon, low on HP, still able to be effective. Wits, trying to find these picks. Not going to happen, though.
Oh.
He gets one, but he's not going to get the victory at the end of the day. Mojo's going to be able to back out. Takes that awful weight. Once again, a very close round between both sides, but Bren's economy is broken at this stage. They're going to have to concede a few ecos to get their economy back up and running. Team LZ actually hit double digits. They're keeping it exciting right now. They're keeping it close.
Making it competitive. Bren, though, I don't think they'll be shaking just yet, but that was a very important round for Team LZ. Because this round gets so much easier. Obviously, they'll have to try to maneuver their way away from that AWP, which Witch has managed to save. So it could be anyone's round. Let's see. Oh, Mojo straight on the line. He's waiting for the repick. Dangerous game that Witch is playing. And Simon, he's just going to be sent forward now, all the way to the back of green. Just trying to wrap his way around. Oh, Derek. Well, that's some info. Now let's see if Bren reposition appropriately. They've got the full 5-man stack over towards the outers. They've even got the flank coming in from Micro. That's going to be 2 picks already. The Orb finally finding some influence.
Papachulo just gets one through the smoke as well. And Wits, oh my goodness, gets that flick onto one, but Mojo's got the higher ground. This is now becoming a bit of more of a dire situation. That USP just chipping Ishtar away onto 1 HP. Micro still on the flank, knows where the Orper is. Mojo. Oh, Micro can't convert the shots. It's all down to Papachulo right now. Another opportunity going missing for Bren. Team LZ just going to slow things down right now. Ishtar very, very low on HP. Mojo switching to the AK. Going to get this bomb plant down. Papachulo progressing. And he can't land the shots. Another one of those rounds where all it takes for Bren, landing a few shots would have been the difference at the end of the day. Team LZ, 3 to difference.
Again, though, look at the economy for Team LZ. There is nothing in the tank, so if they lose one, it's going to be very hard to stop Brent from just waltzing over the line. They're running out of time to make the comeback happen, but they're doing it step by step. Let's see if they can secure themselves the 12th here in round 26. Whole lot of early utility towards outers, trying to set Simon up for that initial pick, but he's missed the shot. A very crucial one. Could have been the opening they needed. Cold. Peeking into the line. He's going to find Derek shaking his crosshair all over the place. Papi, no trade from him either as he tries to escape back to safety.
Honestly, you look at like who's been really influential so far in this T side. It has to be Papa as well as Cold. Has been really the 2 riflers that have opened up a lot. Simon as well. Like, sure, he's kind of like the one sitting at the top of the kill board, I would say, at this stage. But he, in my mind, has been very good in the supportive role. Getting like the picks kind of like after the openers have already occurred. And you got like Cold really to thank. He's actually getting a lot of these entries, starting to create these opportunities. This is one of those rounds. Once again, he's got SL control. He's gotten a pick. And you can see just by occupying the space, he's forcing the CTs to come into this territory. Papachulo really wants to grab this back, but he doesn't clear it. He doesn't clear it. And that means a 5-on-3 right now. Team LZ slowly and steadily, they're coming back into this.
Must have thought that he hard cleared enough of the angle to see something, but just turning away at just the wrong time before he got too close. Now, 2-man advantage. Surely Team LZ convert from here. Cold starting to fake some outers utility as you do see Bren. They're still stacked towards inners. That's going to be one free one for Micro as Ishtar's very worried about what lies beneath him. Pro as well, hiding here, just waiting for the swing to come in. He's not going to be checked initially. That's going to be bomb on the ground. 14 seconds. Team LZ need to get this one planted. Oh, the Wits cute after a couple of nasty shots from Pala. Again, nade goes down and it's going to miss. It's Simon to connect though. No, the nade does connect. It's after time, but Team LZ have already taken the dub in the round and now they're just 2 away from equalizing here up against Bren on train.
Mojo doing that jump, just clearing out. Actually wins the round pretty much for Team LZ. He actually clears out the player that was actually stacked over there at the B site. Once again, one of those dire situations. All that B side player needed to do was just get that spray down to the 14 HP Pala. But they just hold their nerve at the moment, Team LZ. They're starting to land a couple of shots here. This is where it's going to get difficult, though. They always say that the final hurdle is always the most difficult. You don't want to be gifting away a few easy picks over here right now.
Simon looking confused as to where to look in this situation. Derek, he's even pulled out the jewelies. Let's see if these have any impact. And it's going to be the wide swing not working out. Simon looking very sharp now with that AK, just looking around. Spots Wits from below, but Wits will flick up in time before he manages to get off that last rung. Harpy pushing up Idiot Wall, and he's going to be stuck on the edge of the smoke, unable to win those fights. Team LZ going to be cheering in a 1-on-4. 4 alive at the end. That's enough to try to stabilize that economy. The Team LZ, they are now making this comeback look like a reality on the T side. Bren, they get to buy up one more time here, but it looks like they might have to fight for overtime if they cannot convert round of 28.
And the money's not good for Bren at the moment. This is now in a real chance for Team LZ to not just secure overtime, but actually to take the map victory from behind. They've done really well grinding it out. Individuals, as I was saying, starting to step up a little bit here. And they're keeping it nice and nicely paced right now. Not really being too predictable in terms of what they do. They're not really relying on too many gimmicks as well. They're doing all the right things right now. Molotov into uppers. Ishtar just shoulder peeking the angle to make sure it's good to kind of proceed afterwards, not fully committing. As CTs do like tanking that Molotov sometimes to try to get that opening pick. Once again, SL control, and this time they're utilizing this boost to try to find someone on top of Red Train.
No one up on the ladder this time. Pro has managed to make his way into Sandwich. Looking like a snack, but unfortunately, has been hitting the brakes towards the later stages of the game after a very solid T-side from him.
Like, this is actually perfect, like, default control that's coming out from an LZ, and that's a perfect little nade as well. Wits gonna just back away now. So, gun barrel's not spotted out at the moment, but he definitely suspects, so... I mean, just look at this default control that's come out from Team LZ. They've got control of everything. They've got control of B. They're going to drop a smoke over there. They've got control of SL, which means that Ishtar can come back into here. They've got one into T connector. The problem here, though, is that with multiple arms, all it takes is for one arm to fail. It starts with Simon. If he goes down, he's carrying the bomb. No one's actually got the bomb right now in 20 seconds.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No one's actually brought the bomb with them. It doesn't matter at this stage. He's gone back, but it's so late.
Oh, there's a chance. There's a world. There's a reality, and it's going to mean Mojo has to clear the way. Bomb coming into sight. There needs to be some cover. Oh, no. Decon, or CT rather, needs to be worried about. No time to plant now, and Bren just need to survive. They're going to be gifted a 15th. Team LZ able to fight hard enough. Derek is going to fight him after time as well. That's a bit of insult to injury, as Mojo now not going to be able to get himself a rifle into round 29, and Bren 1 round away from taking train.
It's just that default just took too long to kind of establish, and that's a huge disaster as well. I was praising LZ for doing all the right things. They had all the map control they needed, and they left the bomb back in spawn. Simon had to go back and get it. You can't really just justify covering that position. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment, and now it's kind of a Hail Mary. They don't have much utility to work with, buying up whatever they can. Now, against map point, this is the hardest of all to kind of break. Gonna have to take this SL control firstly. Going to be double dropping down again after the smoke has faded.
That's one of those situations as well where you see the pressure just causing mistakes that experience certainly negates at those points. Let's see if Wits can stand in the perfect position. No double drop. Oh, he's going to spot some toes. However, he has not been seen. Jump across. No connection. The Team LZ look like they're going to retreat into T-Con. Bomb going to start to rotate its way across to B. And Bren, you can see them edging back deeper in the yard, looking to push Pro over towards that B site. And it will be just in time as well. However, it's going to be guns blazing. Only a couple of flashes to support. No other utility for Bren to play with. And there's 46 seconds left in the round.
Now comes a flashbang. Pro head spotted. Nice little couple of entries coming out for Ishtar. Not going to expect Micro playing from this pop dog position, but the trades from the riflers, Cold and Pala Papapa, able to get that 1-2 combo working, which has been working so far for Team LZ. And Bren, they actually don't have money here. Every single rifle that does get dropped means it's going to be so much harder to actually secure the map victory in regulation. They're going to have to go to overtime, I would say.
Oh, Papi, as that smoke fades though. But he's making his way through lowers. Good angle held by Cold. Will save his teammates there at default. And everyone gets mopped up from Bren. So, as you can see, as you mentioned, Kev, the economy is in ruins for Bren. And it looks like we might just be going to OT. Team LZ, they just have to maneuver one more anti-force buy because there's nothing left for Bren to save for. They need to do it here and now.
Honestly, Team LZ have really surprised me so far this entire game. I was expecting a much more like one-sided game after seeing the start from Bren. They've really grinded it back, in all honesty. Individuals starting to step up. They're showing a lot of caliber in terms of like how to play around their default. Admittingly, they haven't really been tested on their default. You can see that Bren haven't really prodded and pushed, except for there where Papi Chulo gets a very important kill.
What happened there? That's happened a few times. What's going on, Team LZ? Cold as well when he went for the jump peak. Somehow counter-strafed and stopped himself in midair. That was a real awkward situation for him. Now in the 4-on-4, Brent. There is an opportunity. Pro escapes the danger barely around the corner. But he has no idea that Simon's made his way to the back of green now. And as you can see, Wiz Cute is just in a rough position. Let's see if he even turns around. Oh, Simon, we put him on the ladder. That's a freebie. That should be the site now. It's Papi Chulo, just with an MP9 in ladder. It's going to be a hard position for him to play from. And the two other players over towards B. So it is getting extremely dangerous for them. Micro needs to make his way in from CT Con at one point. Papi Chulo denies the rotation, but he will fall to the molly. They're 2-on-3. Team LZ still with the man advantage.
Might be a boost over here. Pro still got the AWP. UMP in play as well. The plant's going to go down though. And Simon, he's going to watch it just at the right time. We are going to be going into overtime. There's no way that Micro surely runs out of the smoke. He's got no kit, no utility, no head armor either. Only a single UMP to work with. That AWP lost on top of ticket.
Edging around and he's been found. They know that he's here. It's going to be a solid crossfire. UMP almost wins the engagement with the AWP, but there it is, peeking out. We will be going to OT. 15-15. Bren couldn't close it out on the CT side. I thought it was going to be easy for them, honestly. They had 10 rounds on the T side, but look, so do Team LZ. And they're going to be staying on that T side as we do head into the first round of OT.
Yeah, I mean, the score was 14-8 at one stage where the economy was starting to, build up for Bren, where all they needed to do was get a couple of buy rounds. We had a lot of close clutch rounds as well for both sides. Really, it has really been an interesting game of Counter-Strike so far. And I'm really excited to actually be watching this, as much as my voice doesn't seem like it. Actually is quite fascinating. Seeing a team that I didn't really know too much about. It's from a region which obviously doesn't have like a huge kind of pedigree and tenure in Counter-Strike outside of a few individual players. Yeah, this is pretty big, in all honesty, for Team LZ. They're going to be riding off some confidence right now, forcing into overtime. Situations reset. Don't have to worry about money now. All we'll have to do is just worry about these basic fundamentals of getting these trades across. Oh no, so the first overtime round, not working in their favor. Micro just goes aggressive. Doesn't get traded out.
So I think what we've witnessed now is that Bren, once they were getting towards the victory and regulation, started to play a bit more passive rather than the dominant style that they were playing for the rest of the game. And now they have a little bit of wiggle room. So again, with the money, they've just ran straight in. Look to change it up, and it has worked a wonder. Team LZ just now with Ishtar last alive with an open hand in a 1 versus 5, and that is a tall task, a big ask for anyone in the game of CSGO. And how's the timing? Derek is going to... No, it's actually Pro. Posted there from the coil. And Bren take the first round of OT.
Yeah, I mean, this is now for Team LZ, just to kind of show what they had before, but they were able to punish this over aggression, right? It was like, you had Cold, who was really good at, like, trading out these angles. You had Pala, who was able to get a lot of these kills as well. These riflers need to step up. Simon's been doing a really good job, as I was saying earlier on. I'm not really relying on him for entries a lot of the time, but in the rounds where he's able to get the entries, I feel like that's actually a huge favor in the hands of Team LZ. He's able to get a lot of, like, smarter trades. He's able to get himself in the right position a lot of the time, and that's where you're seeing his impact being made. Honestly, across the board, both teams not really having any huge underperformers, not having any huge overperformers right now. Kind of just back to even Stevens, in all honesty. Team LZ just going to be resetting the scenario. They have to, and this is where Bren actually needs to play a little bit slower and safer. You hit the brakes right now. You actually play a bit more default. You can't be charging in every single round and trying to win a round. You do that, you establish the momentum, you force Team LZ to actually take their time now to take this map control, and then you play the late game. Hold on to utility and go from there.
Well, let's see if Coach Kev is correct in how we are going to see them play the late game. But for now, what's going to happen? Team LZ, no one really with the spawn to peek T-Con. Bren as well. Just going to be going for, a 3-man stack towards B. Looks like it could be the swing from lower. Just full aggression. Okay, no, close setup. Micro playing anti. And pro on the line. You love to see this one. Let's see if Team LZ even pop a flash. They're not going to. Now, this is dangerous for Micro.
Oh, no, they missed the molly.
Oh, no. Everything going wrong at the moment for Team LZ.
Flash has come forward, but there's no one else. It's just Ishtar trying to take some default control. Gets absolutely punished. And look at that as well. They managed to swing Papachulo over here, but that molly actually is going to spread. Papachulo going to advance forward. I don't know if this was heard, though. I don't think it was. Papachulo holding the perfect angle, but traded out. This time, finally a trade from Team LZ, but still a 3-on-4.
Pala Papa coming back towards the ladder. Let's see if he can make his way in. Molly, again.
My God.
This is... How many times are these nades going to miss? What's going on in the camp for Team LZ? Everyone throwing their util a little bit too early. Gonna be working on that one.
I'll be real. I've not seen like a utility that badly thrown since I've last played Counter-Strike. Usually I'm the one that misthrows utility and everything. I don't even play this game. Simon trying to make that progressive play work out. Doesn't happen this time around. There it is. Bren will pick up 2 rounds to the CT side. I don't think the missed utility is going to change the impact of the round. Let's be real. But it's just like, you can see these little areas are starting to creep their way in. Ishtar missing this up as molly. Then you have Papa missing that molly into SL. Then gets taken out by Derek on the back of that Deagle. It's slowly starting to add up right now. And the opportunities are starting to, I guess, dwindle away. Team LZ needed to come out of the gates. They started to stall a little bit here, and Bren more than happy to kind of just grind it back on their kind of like CT overtime.
Yep. They're going to be taking everything they can. All smoke goes through as for the flash, and Derek, who doesn't find a thing. It's actually going to be Wits finding Neo. Cold will polish off Derek, and he's gone very aggressively isolated there in front of the sandwich smoke. Palapapa, though, coming in for the trade. He's just edging his way, all boost over the top, and Palapapa almost finding yet another handed to him. That's going to be at least sight control. Wit's cute trying to fight from the back of hell. Flashes himself, which could have been detrimental. It goes to the back of green. Still some solid position from Team LZ. Everyone just rotating around at the moment. Palapapa falling to pro. Posted with the stick. Now it's going to be so much harder for Team LZ to find a single round on the T side. Oh, off the line. The timing not favoring Team LZ at all. Micro now just hunting for the bomb. That defuse coming in. And Ishtar not able to find it. Great coverage coming out from Bren there. Which picking up the final kill of the round. And Bren with a clean CT side in the first half of OT1.
All I need is 1 round to take this overtime. And to take map number 1. Not the way that we expected. We expected Bren to take their own map picker train. Just not taking so long to do so. Well, they managed to recalibrate, managed to make their way back over towards here. And Team LZ, unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately, but back on the CT side with a lot of money to work with, they can also grind it out from here as well. Let's see what's going to happen. Cold's got a Scar 20, which is always a good sign to be seeing.
Of course. Let's see if he can find anything. Oh, Ishtar. Thought he had that one.
What is this setup? It's like, what's B side at the moment? They have all 5 members over here on A.
Yeah. Just the full stack.
Oh, no. They're going to send 1 player back now because it's like they defended the A site. They can actually send a couple of players back now and play the long con.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, once again, it's like that's the Team LZ, very very kind of gimmicky CT setup. They take a lot of reforce, like take a lot of the resources as well as the men to kind of go take this A site, and then they decide to go back to D. All it takes from Bren is like actual solid B site brush, just holding on to this critical territory instead of like going for these 1-on-3 duels. They'll win the round from there. Nice little nade.
Great counter nade. Beautiful placement from Mojo there. Now some more utils going to be thrown straight back. Return it to center. Let's see if Mojo can hold. No. It's going to be two nice little entries. Michael and Papi connecting as Derek does as well. That's going to be a 2-man advantage for Bren in the post plant. Simon and Pala Papa Pa. They need to try to win it. It's all up to Pala Papa Pa, the man from Team LZ. Can he stop Bren from getting across the finish line? It looks like he cannot. Pro posted aggressively, going for a bit of a hunt. 19-15 in OT, and Bren will eventually take their map pick, but it got so damn dangerous towards the end of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Team LZ had a couple of opportunities. This really just goes back down to some of these individual rounds. A huge shame, in all honesty. I actually wanted to see Team LZ kind of come back and finish that upset a little bit, but there's a reason why Bren I would still pick as a favorite. They have the tenure and the ability to grind out at the end of the day. As soon as it did get to overtime, you could see that almost a switch has been flicked. Their economy was completely set. They understood what they needed to do. They started just... It's like that meme that I always say, right? It's like, just play to win kind of thing. Like, why are we losing? Just start winning. But that legit is what Bren just probably said, is just like, guys, like, just play as you do. We're playing so passively. We're not backing ourselves in these aim deals. We're not playing these cross shots or whatnot. You can see as soon as they decided to have that, probably just an internal chat or whatnot, and they won the first round of overtime, they just continued that fashion and took it 19-15 at the end of the day.
Yeah, they just completely changed the way they played the map from regulation. And if you have a quick look at the stats as well, everyone having a stellar performance, at least in terms of Bren, everyone really pulling their weight. Team LZ, you know, Simon, Cold, and Pala Papa, some great rounds from them. I think Mojo even had almost one clutch in there as well. He got himself that 1-3K. No aces though, but a couple of nice dashing 4Ks across the board. And eXTREME having a rough time on that AWP, considering it was trained. So hopefully going on to the next map, which I believe is going to be Mirage, right?
Yeah, no, hopefully, yeah, it's going to be Mirage, which is going to be Team LZ's pick. Hopefully he's able to kind of start firing back into this. I felt like he was probably the only one that had a bit of a rough performance from Team LZ. Like I said, though, this is a pretty hard matchup at the end of the day for them to actually face off against Bren. And I think putting on an overtime performance, absolutely no disrespect to them. They've really shown the good so far, and now really keen for Mirage as well.
Yep, and speaking of Mirage, we do have one quick old break to go across before we get there. It's going to be Mirage on the other side. Don't go too far. Map 2 coming up shortly.
Athletes are always challenging themselves to get better. You've seen this in all sports. Esports is no exception. You can never predict the outcome. The only thing you can control is how ready you are. Over and over, players adapt, trying to improve, fighting hard for every percent gained. Give everything you've got to the challenge and show your finest. Bring your best out. Strive for perfection. It's our goal, too.
Taiwan Excellence empowers innovation in everyone's life. We keep moving forward to a wonderful tomorrow, dreaming amazing dreams and living fuller lives. Everywhere, every moment, every day. Taiwan Excellence. Everyday excellence.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. All honesty, Train came very, very close, went into overtime, 19 to 15. Can't get any closer than that. You would say that Bren actually had the advantage, taking it nice and early on. They're unable to really capitalize. Team LZ were able to grind it out, showed a lot of kind of a little bit of firepower, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of spiciness as well. Absolutely love to see that as well. And now moving on to Mirage, hoping they continue that form and they kind of continue and elevate their consistency a little bit, and they can definitely take it against Bren and kind of force this the third mapper.
Yeah, well, apparently I was muted for the intro, so again, hey, map 1 overtime thriller, very good, and map 2 should be pretty damn good as well. This time it's Team LZ's map pick, and they're looking to get a bit of revenge as they do just smash their way straight out towards A. Cold. He's looking for a whole lot of jungle control here, as we are going to see some very deep smoke top con as well. And Bren, they've already lost one player, so it's going to be 4v4 for the retake. Bomb planted very open as well. Ishtar, no idea that Derek's just gazing above him from Ticket. There's going to be no free rides this time, as it's back to the 3-on-2.
Still an open plant, but oh my goodness, Cold just gets absolutely wiped out, and Mojo trying to do his best now to come up through Connector, but the USP, you surely favor the USPs at this angle, and there you have it. And it's going to be Pro that cleans it up at the end of the day. Papachulo has that kit as well, so it's a pretty easy defuse from there. Bren managed to take the pistol. Nice little start.
And into round 2 we head. Brent, very solid start for them on the CT side. Retake working out wonderfully. Team LZ, it was a very solid T pistol to get a whole lot of control, but unfortunately, Bren just looked that little bit sharper on the retake. And now we are going to see, ooh, Derek's actually gone for the M4 full armor. No utility, looking just to fight his way to victory. Mojo very wide, not going to be able to cross the boxes. There you have it, Bren, early man advantage.
Still gets a leg shot, though, at the end of the day. And you can see Cold actually follows on the back of that after the window smoke does bloom. So they've got some soft mid control right now on the back of Cold. You can see the progression as well coming out from Palace. But Papachulo is going to be ready for that.
Oh, the slow crab. Simon not going for the trade. Pala Papa Pa. One bullet will do it to Derek, but one will go back the other way as well. Pala Papa Pa finished. Simon going to be trying to make his way out towards A. Not ready for Wits to be in A main, and that's going to be a couple of little bursts to get the job done. Bomb still in T spawn, and Cold now just looking to make a huge flank happen. But it's a rough position for him at least. We'll be able to find Micro, but that's well information. Cops minuscule damage, but as you can see, Brent, they realize that he doesn't actually have control of the bomb, but it doesn't matter. They just hold control of what they can. Pro will hit him on the head and say, naughty boy, don't leave that bomb in spawn, you silly bugger. And Bren will take 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, don't lose too many rifles as well. I think they managed to retrieve an M4. So it's like, oh no, they've lost an MP9. What an absolute disaster. We're just going to buy M4s now. We're going to cry in success. Team LZ just going to go for the back of the Deagles this time. Nice couple of shots, but once again, just leaving the bomb just in no man's land, really just not helping out their endeavors in trying to convert these rounds. I don't think openly challenging mid like that individually is ever a good idea to go.
Oh, it's going from bad to worse. Pala Papa Pa might have found himself some timing, but there is going to be a swing coming in from Puppy Chulo all the way across. I don't think he can spotted, but it is going to be Puppy to mop him up anyway. Simon from below is going to be knocked even further down into the grave. Oh, Wits is going to be allowed to jump in window. Mojo, he's hurt at the back of apps, and in a 1-on-5 with a Deagle and a Dream, it's looking very unlikely. Pro as well, making a lot of noise. Get to this position, there you have it. Another kill found and another round for Bren. 5 alive, everyone's happy. They've got themselves a couple of AKs to boot as well.
Kind of feels like watching Train all over again, where Bren get off to a red hot start, this time on the CT side. Then again, Team LZ haven't really had the chance to get things moving so far with a couple of buy rounds. Let's see how they go on an A execute, on this mid take, maybe on a B split, how they take this control as well. And then we'll, I guess, kind of judge them from there. Can't really judge them on anti-egos. Otherwise, every single team is going to be terrible, except for Australian teams. They're going to be fantastic.
Well, Wits has thrown himself a cheeky one-way here at under par. Surely that's spotted by LZ. But regardless, Simon, ready as ever for Wits to get a bit over-aggressive. He knew that One way was thrown, that was communicated. And there you have it, Bren losing that early man. Ooh, double push into A main, though, has given them some very good positioning to play for the retake on A. However, look at the bomb. It's going to be running in spawn. Puppy. He's going to find himself a kill. Spots that bomb dropping. Team LZ. It's going to be a rough position to fight from here. Ishtar edging aggressively in from Palace. They know that he could be there.
Oh, Derek.
Oh.
It's going to show shoots a little bit too early. Papachulo as well, playing such a dirty angle, but nice little trade coming out from Ishtar. A very messy round overall. They know that Mojo was over here at short ladder. You can see Micro very aware of that danger right now, but he hops out, makes a lot of noise, and this should be the reroute back into A.
That's it. So Mojo gets all the information necessary. At least Micro's got a kit, and if he routes in from T-spawn, should be able to find himself an upgrade at the very least. But let's see if he goes for the round. Ishtar planted open. Mojo able just to play from short. And Micro, oh, he's going to be running straight back as well. This round's already done and dusted.
Mojo is probably going to say thank you very much for that. There you have it. It really just comes down to kind of Wits trying to play a little bit of a cute game there, and Team LZ just pressing the brakes, just going, hang on a second here, I've seen that smoke before. We recognize that danger. This is our first rodeo. And they just slowly take it from underpass. And from that numbers advantage as well, even though Papachulo does get that kill, Bren don't really establish a good enough net, so to speak, to kind of break it down. Bit of lack of trigger discipline kind of falters back in the favor of Team LZ then. And they manage to get their first buy round. Now for full A-side execute. Changing up the pace. Simon going to be on the lead alongside with Ishtar.
Ooh, Pro plays anti for that one moment, and that's going to allow him to go back, get on the line, find a pick on Simon. Unfortunately, won't be able to survive too much longer. The spam comes through, and Pro unable to escape around the smoke. So in the 4-on-4, Wits, he's going to flash himself straight through jungle. It was very dangerous, but it works out somehow.
Refresh of the smokes as well. So the T's managed to maintain the controller connector, but Wits just being really cheeky right now, able to get a couple of picks. And now Mojo going to be swung upon as Papachulo just crab swinging out. I don't know if you can actually crab walk and swing out, but that's a prime example of that. Spraying desperately and still gets the headshot. Bren just instantly bring it back, and Team LZ, no bomb plant. At least they've got a bit of a loss bonus so they can go into these deagles, into these pistols. But I'd like to see maybe armor and utility to go for something as opposed to just individual deals.
Just hits him with the hard pre-fire. You'd love to see it. And now from here, Bren, 4 rounds on the CT side already, making very light work of Team LZ. Nades stacking the window. See you later. Witsy, no. Couple of nades coming in a bit late there, it seems. Ishtar, push it off the Pro, which is started by Puppy. Can't get anything done there from CT. Or from Triple, rather. And it is going to be a bit of a mop-up for the rest of Bren. Coming in just in the nick of time from Jungle and Short. Solid crossfire on Con. None of the Team LZ players able to get towards that A site. And Bren make the end of that round happen very quickly as they secure themselves a 5th round already.
Definite opportunity for Team LZ. They were actually able to get the first couple of picks from a pretty good position, but unfortunately just stuck in connector with no backup utility. Obviously on that kind of eco round means that they get slaughtered by the SMGs at that range.
Wits trying to take the timing shot. Just missed 2 opportunities walking across his scope. Now, speaking of 2 opportunities, Ishtar had 2 in front of him as well. Unfortunately, not able to even get the first. Harpy catches him off guard. Going to be dropping that Molly in the right position. Micro burns alive. And that is going to be the opening over towards B. No CTs in this position, and they're going to be rotating frantically. Leaves an opening. Team LZ, though, not hitting the accelerator off the pick, not getting up short quickly enough, and that's been just enough time for Bren to successfully rotate 2 players over to this position.
Man, I have to say, Team LZ needs to start, stop loot, leaving bomb and spawn. This is actually starting to trigger me a little bit here. They have the ability to get these picks. Pala Papa has done really well in the extremity. Forces a bit of a push and pull when you're down on a 5-on-4. Brings it back to a 4-on-4 when you've lost the palace control. It's going for this mid-round play. Mojo having a bit of a tango. It is going to be a B-side hit at the end of the day.
Ooh. Retake setup pro as well. Going to be falling off the line just at the wrong moment. Gets into sight and he's heard the drop as well. Spotted. Now he's in danger. Needs the rest of the teammates to come across. Simon goes back for seconds and he is going to be able to find one, but Witz comes in to trade. So 3-on-3 for the post plant. Ooh, edging across now, Mojo. They're trying to fight here, but still expecting the flank to be coming through. Playing from the corner. Could be able to spot Harpy with the slow peek. Crab walking in. Seems to be his forte at the moment. Flashing across cold at Africa is going to be a little bit stuck in the open. Palapapapa now in the 1-on-2. Brings it back to him versus Papi. No tap on the bomb. Just waiting for Palapapapa to set a foot wrong. It's going to be the full swing. Papi Chulo feeling very confident, just running around frantically, but Palapapapa brings it back for Team LZ to find a second. It was a costly one. Oh, everyone dying at the end. Bomb still exploded, and there you have it. Bren unable to capitalize, but they make it so expensive for Team LZ.
It just comes down to that single pick at the extremity. Forces a bit of an over-rotation from Bren, and they're caught in transition as the execute does occur at the end of the day. Team LZ still, as you said, Mac, really costly. So they're actually going down to a couple of Mac 10s, whereas for Bren, they're still able to get the rifles in play on some of the members, but they definitely have to force up on the back of others. Really, really mixed by, and now Team LZ, we saw this before on Train. They're able to capitalize and kind of shut down the CT economy and build rounds. Gonna have to see it again. It looks like B site's the calling card. They haven't felt like they've had that success over at A, and I don't mind this either. A couple of flashbangs being lined up. It's only really micro on the site right now.
Just dropping that smoke very early. You know, he's going to be left without any extra utility. Only man with a kit as well. So at least if he falls, there will be a kit on site, but that's not something you want to rely on. Brent very far away. Not rotating just yet. Still keeping 3 players over towards 8. Derek actually made his way up to short already. He helped out his teammate. Micro almost doubles down, but he can't finish off the second man. Cold going to be spraying across the smoke. Now Derek, got so much utility there. You don't want to be falling too early, but Witz is going to be jumping through the window. Just straight feet away. 2 fast kills. Flicks around for the third, and that is going to be the mop-up. Beautiful. 4 kills, actually, all the way. Single-handedly jumping out window. Ridiculous scenes here for Bren. And Team LZ straight into the tactical off the back of that.
Well, that's not a tactical. It's not attack. It's not a tech. It's what I call like an anti-rage kind of pause, because you need to take that to vent a bit of frustration. Cold whiffing that spray. Very costly at the end of the day. Witz is able to get away with just getting... Okay, the first one, I'm like, fair enough. Second one, yeah, look, you're preoccupied with that short angle. Sure. Should not have been able to get away from the player in apartments. Cold, as I said, missing a lot of those shots. And we're back to the fan cam right now. This is where we talk about our... Like, you look at this. You didn't even get hit a single time on the back of that huge AK spray. A whiff. I think we'll call it a whiff because that's what it is. And it falls short there. I mean, now this is like Team LZ. It's, yeah, they got the loss bonus where they can get pistols once again, but you can't be trading 2 or 3 for 1 round every single time. I'll be real. Especially in that manner as well.
Yeah, look, to be fair, I think he only got to shoot like 3 bullets before getting flicked on, but that was such a solid play coming out from Witz. You love to see a little bit of flickeroony action. Bit of Wingardium Leviosa, you know, lifting up the boys around you. And Brent, now with 6 on the board, looking to make it 7. The Team LZ have almost nothing here. In round 9, just a couple of upgraded pistols.
Yeah, going for a palace drop on the back of a few flashbangs, just to look to get the bomb plant down. I don't mind this. It'll work.
All the way to sight. Bomb. Can he plant it there at default? No, it's crossed to triple, and that's an opportunity. He can be spammed, and it's so much harder for this to happen. Simon at least causing the distraction. Ishtar will secure the plant. So, mission secured. Oh, and a Witz to follow up. Tapping away. No one swinging with him. And there you have it. Team LZ get the plant, but Bren take themselves a 7th round.
Yeah, don't know why Mojo hopped across. I mean... You're scared of CT, but you just got to commit to the plant at that stage. That's the plan. I mean, Ishtar does manage to get that down, so LZ Definitely having that money to buy now. But Bren, their economy is starting to get established with some of these players as well. Not completely out of control just yet, like we saw in Train.
Round 10. Let's see if anything changes. Team LZ hunting for some mid-control, window, and short smokes coming out, it seems, as well as late top con smoke. So that should be everything encapsulated. That should also leave Derek out on an island, and it does. A couple of flashes as well. We'll secure that kill. Puppy Chulo trying to play from close in con. This could be dangerous because Cold lies straight below him, nade thrown. They know that he is in this position, but will retreat. Picking up some jungle control. Cold posted. Wits dead.
That's much better coming out from Cold, able to get that trade. And Bren just biting off a little bit too much over-aggression. We saw this on Train, where they get very confident. They try to dictate the pace, but reality is right now they've gambled stack over B. Team LZ, they're going to go towards A. They're just going to find a free site. They're just going to go, yep, that's free real estate. Thank you very much. Papa as well in a position to do more damage.
Did you end up finding some free real estate today, Kev?
It was definitely not free. I can tell you that. Would definitely love some free real estate.
Lift it up. Papa becomes another victim for Team LZ. Bren now. All three players over towards that B side. Happy to play retake at A with absolutely no map control on this side. And as they hear that Molotov explode, they are going to start to rotate their way across Micro into window. Pro looking like he might just follow as well. And Puppy Chulo coming in on the big flank, but there's already eyes on this position. Ishtar swinging back, playing next to the Gorja. Let's see if the off angle works out. Jumping up. Puppy got it spotted. That's going to be more than an advantage, and now a man advantage as well for Team LZ.
A bit of a, I would call it a bit of a rookie mistake coming out from Papa Chulo. I'll explain why later as the rest of the retake's going to occur. They know one's at Firebox. Mojo is just playing that little gap. There's one in jungle as well. Cold looking to shut this down. He's going to jump out. Is he going to jump out? And how many is he going to spray down? There's one. There's no more.
Almost got himself the double there.
There's a reason why it's called the gotcha, okay?
Tell me.
It's because you have that really superior angle. How you counter this angle is you go very close into A ramp. You don't decide to go far back. You come very close so your shadow isn't spotted, and then you shoulder peek the corner.
And there you go. Coach Kev all over it.
Otherwise, the sun will reveal your position. I don't remember who I learned it from. There was someone who taught me that one, so it's not me that came up with it. All I'm very good at doing is learning stuff and applying it. But it's a very basic thing that will increase your chances of actually, like, retaking A ramp.
I had to explain to someone the other day, actually, that you have to turn your shadow settings to high to have the change, like the extra distance on being able to see players' shadows. They didn't know that. If it's on low, you can only see people's shadows that are like pretty much next to you. Anyway, speaking of next to you, Micro going to be getting aggressive into apps and papa. Too many papas around these days. Is going to be mopped up there in apps early. We're going to see the reroute from Team LZ back to A and looking to go for the good old Exy here.
Derek has a bit of utility to drop down. Oh, good little flashbang to nullify Wits. Wits is completely blinded off, but the counter flashbang from Derek just a little bit better. And so is the spray as well. Triple spray down, lock down the ace site. And now Mojo trying to stay alive. Oh, eats a nade.
Everything going wrong here. Mojo. He's going to be separated from the objective. Smoke and two players just around the corner. Micro just covering Pal, making sure that no one's going to be shot in the back from that direction. And then Mojo, 26 seconds. Scopes reveals his position. Moe forces him out into Witz's crosshair. The opposing AWPer, and there you have it. 8-3. Bren with very solid start here on the defense. Again, let's have a quick look at this replay. Derek just swinging around, so aggressive. 3 kills quickly from out from under Balk just before he was traded. And Team LZ They are not going to be a fan of that at all.
Yeah, great little pop flash coming out from underneath the balcony. Caps 2 of them, pretty much. Third one's just icing on the cake. The fact that he got 2 there, didn't have to really pick off Ishtar as Wits. Uh-oh, there's a lot of weapons swinging at him, but he's able to get out alive.
Somehow. Unexplainably. There you have it, into window. You can see Simon trying to make his way, but he's stuck in the smoke for the moment. Wits around the corner. There's an opening. Wits, though, too sharp, and that's going to be 4 players dealt with in a matter of seconds. Mojo finds himself in a similar position to the previous round, but this time he's at least got the bomb to play with.
Yeah, but it is another AWP to play with. I mean, that round was a bit of a Team LZ. They kind of went, all right, mid-take worked out pretty well last time. Let's try it again. Almost did work if they were able to capitalize on taking out Wits, who obviously had a bit of utility in his hand. Derek actually opting to go for the sidearm. That exactly shows how much respect he has for the FAMAS. Absolutely nothing at all. You don't slap a new clip into it. You actually just decide to whip out the USP instead. Much better weapon.
Very true. You're not going to argue with that one. And there you have it. Another tactical here on Mirage for Team LZ, knowing that they need to get their things together unless they want to lose a few more to Bren here in the first half. And, you know, Mirage these days, you would expect sort of the 9 to 6, 8 to 7 half a lot of the time, depending on the teams, you know, etc. But maybe the meta's different over here. However, Bren, they are certainly swinging, certainly hitting everything. Lots of players putting up some solid individual performances for them. And Team LZ looking very lost on their map pick.
Yeah, pretty much a trio firing right now. Wits is actually just dominating on the AWP. That's why he has so much confidence going out. He's actually starting to hit everything right now. Papachulo just locking down the A site alongside with Derek. I feel like B site, honestly, is where Team LZ needs to prod and test a little bit more. I feel like Pala Papapa was able to do quite well in that default to catch Micah out or maybe to catch Pro out. But the emphasis so far has been towards this A and mid, which just really isn't working, I'll be real. Individuals also for Team LZ. A problem. Too inconsistent in terms of the performance means that, yeah, CT side's always going to have a better time, especially if you're walking into riflers which are having a good day, and you're not in particular.
Now with the timeout over and done with, it looks like Team LZ will be heading towards mid yet again, this time with even less utility across the bits and pieces, bits and bobs. No smoke at short, no smoke at top con this time. Just that one at window. It looks like it's going to be the beast, but Prog thrown on the run. And this one could work out, except Puppy Chulo's threaded the needle straight in behind enemy lines. And that's going to be the bomb isolated and nap for the moment. Micro deals with short push for at least one. Mojo will swing in, drops that bomb in apps, and now that's dangerous. Papi not going to be quite enough more than he can chew, though. Happy to hold some control. Even give up, go for the reroute. Picks up some utility and waits for both his teammates to make their way to short.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Like, all you need to do is just buy time right now. You can allow him to get that bomb down. It's like, as Simon, you have so many different angles to cover. The CT's could have relocated, and Ishtar actually spotted out at Van as well. Papachulo, so much attention being given over towards here right now. Great little shots from Simon. Nullifies Wits. Ishtar dinked out as well as Pro, creeping ever so closer, but Simon's actually moved right now, and it's all down to this 1-on-1. Papachulo dropping down. Simon be dancing around right now, keeping hidden. Plenty of time for Papi to work with, but it is starting to dwindle right now. As Simon can't find the timing, and Papi, he'll have more than a second to get the defuse as well. Plays that clock down to absolute perfection. As Bren, they win another clutch.
There you have it. Double digits obtained for the Brenny boys. And it looks like with a 7-round lead, that could be dragged out even further. However, max round loss bonus for Team LZ, as well as a bomb plant, means they are brought up yet again. And they're going to be once more running into the brick wall that seems to be Bren right now. Let's see if anything changes. That B split did almost work. Unfortunately, the double unders push seemed to counter it nicely. Papi, in particular, just hitting everything in front of him. Now Team LZ already starting to send Palapapapa down towards the middle of mid again. Maybe a boost over the smoke, waiting for a flash to come through. Mojo has that in hand. There's the pop with what he playing anti. Good for one and a second. Goodness. Oh, he's played that to a T.
Yep, and you can see Papachulo just swings out as well, just waiting for that aggression at Palace. They're dictating terms right now. It's pretty much like they hit the shot and the trades aren't coming forward for Team LZ. Still trying to group up and maybe try to take the A side right now, but Papachulo spots out the hedge of the bomb carrier, still dueling it out, does manage to go down, but Wits, of course it's Wits, that's just coming around a corner, drops the 20 with that kill as well.
Surely. Bren have spotted that bomb retrieved. They certainly have. It's going to be Wits for another pro as well on to Simon. And everything goes A-OK for Bren. Into the final round of the half. It's looking very rough. No bomb plant for Team LZ, so they're going to have even less than in round 14 to play with. But again, Wits with that double or nothing play. He has certainly doubled his funds, doubled his kills in that round with that one. Beautiful, beautiful round.
So I wasn't going to say it was just doubling. It's like you kind of go towards like a table with numbers, so to speak. There's like 40 numbers and you decide to go, you know what, I'm going to select between 1 and 15. Pretty high risks, works out, pays massive dividends in that round. And now B-side finally going to be tested in the final round. Here we go, Derek. Jump spotting, needs to drop a bit of utility. Wits coming out at the worst time, but he still gets one.
He might have done more than a lineup there. Anyway, Derek has to try to pick up the scraps, just tanking, buying some time in the smoke. Swing comes in from doorway. Mojo unable to trade as well. Micro so solid on the rifle so far. He's going to be left last alive, but not for long. Great trades coming through. And Bren, it's going to be 12-3 at the half.
Very dominating CT side on the back of this trio performance. Papachulo, as well as Wits and Derek, just kind of like carrying this away right now for Bren. And Team LZ, I can't really say the same in terms of individuals. Yeah, sure, Simon's got 10 kills or whatnot, but it just feels like Train once again. Early stages of Train. No one really showing up. Trade's not really effective right now. A couple of individual failings. Things are starting to slow down. They're moving on to their own CT side now, where Bren can really test their defense. Starts with a pistol, right?
All starts with a pistol. And Team LZ, they made the comeback happen and took us to OT on Train. Let's see if they can do it on the defense here. On that CT side of Mirage. Brent looking to fight fire with fire. And a single jungle smoke going to be thrown. A couple of bangers to send the boys out of Pal. Very common strategy nowadays. And Ishtar going to be swinging deep into CT. Looking to regroup and not get stuck there. A ticket as Bren... I'm going to continue forward looking for a bit of CT control. However, counterflash comes through. Pro on the top of stairs. It's looking good for a decent amount of control, but the bomb has been planted and it's not for these positions. Wit's going to be stuck at jungle in a 1-on-4. This is looking unlikely. Man just has to give up some control, but no one's actually going for the defuse. Very worried about the kills. Cole jumps through the smoke and gives up his life. If Wit can maybe stop the defuse from happening, but they certainly cannot. He did manage to at least get himself another little headshot before the trade came out for Team LZ. That's just what they needed to get back into the game.
Yeah, great hold coming out from Ishtar as well as just utilizing those numbers, not getting too impatient, not trying to go for heroics, just landing the shots they need to, grouping up en masse, and then reswarming the site. Though with that bomb plant, you wouldn't be surprised to see a force buy coming out from Bren. Obviously, a couple of AKs and Galils to work with, and that's exactly what we have. A couple of AKs, Deagles for those that are deciding to sacrifice. You obviously want to give the rifles over to those that are performing right now. That's going to be Wits, and obviously Derek. Papachulo. Give this man anything, he'll be lethal. So he decides to go for the Deagle.
Oh, short smoke. Doesn't work out. Derek seems to be aware that there could be a boost over towards the bricks there. Just hunting for a head, but he's not going to spot it. It's Mojo to find one before Wits hits back with the AK. And the force bite. Reigning supreme at the moment. Micro edging forward in apps as well. And he might just find the perfect timing to drop out. Pala is all the way deep into short. And as he slow peaks the line, that's a free one dig for Micro. Big sight found. And Bren now just need to provide some protection for the bomb up short. And they will manage to escape away, which looks like is to another free round as well. 13-4 will be the scoreline unless Ishtar and Simon go huge here.
They're going to have to go for the save. 2-on-4, where they don't have a kit to work with. You don't know where like the T's are going to be. It's like, oh, they should be backing away to Palace right now. But the Palace position is so dirty as well, because you don't know if Bren's actually split up here.
There's a bit of info. And off the back of that, Bren, they're just worried about their own economy. It's early days. However, Wit is very interested in going for the hunt, sending the message. Now on just 2 HP, he's going to let the rest of the boys do the exact same thing. Yes, they can probably afford to do maybe 1 rifle. No spray transfer for Ishtar this time. And there you have it. 3 more rounds is all that's necessary for Bren to close out map 2 and take this series to 2-0.
Yeah, this is a pretty harsh reset as well. There's no loss bonus. You won the pistol, you pat yourselves on the back, and then you go into the next one, you lose all your guns, and you go, well, it's 13-4. Have no loss bonus. We're going to have to force until death, pretty much. At least Mirage, if you get a good stack going, you can retrieve a couple of AKs, you can do some damage. But the problem is Bren, they just have the individual momentum at the moment. You can see they're finding all the sweet timings that they need to.
Ooh. Team LZ able to thread the needle there. Cold was hoping for something on the digs as Simon now left isolated on the A site. Cold trying to rotate in to help him, but he's not going to be able to buy enough time. Cold here from Ticket needs to be the savior. The rest of Bren seemingly picked apart by Pala as Cold looks for another. He's going to be able to at least find himself that upgrade. AK retrieved. Papi making his way up Con now. And they've got full control of jungle window. Con, and they know that mid was empty. So where to from here?
It's actually pretty smart. Allow Pro to kind of probe over here to the B bomb site. Take a look at market, see if we can catch one of these rotators off. Now, this is what I mean, like Team LZ, like all they need to do is just have a couple of these individual with the pistol at the right areas, just get the kills that they need. But you can see Mojo is actually very switched on to the fact that they could be coming out of market. Going to reposition right now to the bench area. Keep an eye out over here. But it looks away just at the wrong time. Oh, the gun barrel spotted out as well. Papa, he's already gotten 2 kills. Deep Molly, not cleared out. Pup Chulo, not going to go down either.
They have no idea that he's here in the corner, but Pro has eyes on the prize. Papa missed the timing. There was an opening where he could have stopped that bomb from going down, bought some extra time for Cold on the rotation. But now Cold needs to be the hero. 1-on-2. AK in hand, 17 bullets, and he's going to jump through the smoke to his death. Papi Chulo not going to allow him to do something silly like that. And there you have it. Bren happily accepting a 14th round. They're just 2 away from the dub.
Yep, pretty difficult one, honestly, for Team LZ to kind of take, because he was looking, I think it was Mojo looking the right way pretty much, or Cold looking the right way the entire time, and he looks away just at the worst timing, which is, well, a bit of luck for Bren. That's what it's felt like so far in these last 2 rounds. A lot of luck in terms of the timing. They managed to convert these situations in their favor. And now it's just going to be this mid push coming out on the back of a single flashbang. But should be a slaughter for the AKs.
Ishtar comes away with 1 on the default pistol. Wits also falling. Pala coming in from short. Manages to get a galloon in the hand. Has 2 men waiting for him in Con. And it's going to be Papi just swinging around, finding 3 for himself on the anti-eco. And Bren 1 step closer to the semi-finals. Let's see if Derek just sends it out A main here. Bren, they are not hitting the brakes at all. Just taking it straight to LZ. Oh no, we've got some Julies. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
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 The full BM? Surely not. No, Derek, at least giving them the respect of the AK death. Let's see. Oh, up on the pitch. We'll go. Ishtar needs to try to reposition, but he's out in the open, and he's pulled his knife out through. This is going from bad to worse. Fireman going to be at least traded through. Papi coming in. We're going to rain devastation from above. Witz has just jumped through the stairs smoke all on his own and manages to escape and find himself a man advantage. Bren now just 2 men away from taking this game, although Cold is going to be left last alive. Papi, what's that? The triple in the end. Well played from himself. 16-4 for map 2. 2-0 for Bren. And there you have it. That is going to be game, set, and match, and semi-finals secured. So unfortunately for Team LZ, we are going to have to say goodbye, farewell, thanks for coming. But at least they showed us what they were capable of there on train.
Yeah, I would write Mirage off and just kind of go, that's Bren individually just hitting a bit of form, and that's what I expected coming into the series. If they were able to do that on train consistently, it would have been a much less close series, in all honesty. Even there, it's like, I guess Team LZ haven't really done enough to kind of convince me that they're going to be a staying power so far. It's going to be that case of you face one of SEA's best. Let's be real. Bren is up there in terms of one of the top SEA teams. You found wanting by quite a bit. You try to take whatever you can from here and kind of learn and build from there. A lot of potential, but yeah, you gotta be working on that potential still.
Yeah, well, it looks like Bren are going to be going forward to take on Sigma in that semi. The other semi, of course, is going to be Beyond and Paper Rex. So this is going to be an interesting day heading towards tomorrow's semi-finals. Looking to be pretty solid. Sigma Bren, we know that they played each other before. Paper Rex and Beyond is also going to be another banger. And then, you know, it's anyone's game in the grand final. Who would you tip to be waltzing their way forward? Have you liked what you've seen from any team in particular so far?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, it's kind of like the case of Beyond. It's the established like first team. Paper X played really well when I saw, like from what I saw. Sigma I think struggled a little bit against August on one of the maps, but so the same thing you said for Bren. I really feel like this is like dependent on the individual form that we're going to see tomorrow, because both semifinals and grand final will be tomorrow, starting from I believe a much earlier time. I believe 1 p.m. at Singaporean Standard Time instead, or 1 p.m. you know +8 GMT. So wind your clock back is a lot more forward. It's not going to be this late in terms of Counter-Strike action. And there you have it. It's actually in the ticker as well. When I didn't have to do all those calculations in my head. Really anyone's game. Legit, it just comes down to the individual performance. All these players can pop off and drop 30s and 40s against each other.
Well, I'll tell you, I would like to see Paper X and Bren in the grand final. I reckon that'd be a pretty pog granny once we get there. But we do have the stats as well to have a look at from this match before we move too much further. Of course, they're on Mirage. It was a Wits just causing devastation. 28 for 11. This man was just flicking that stick around and hitting everything in front of him. Puppy Chulo with 3 triples as well, making it look very damn easy. Derek, of course, that one triple from out under balcony. He was putting on a stellar performance. And Team LZ, it was a rough thing across the board for all of them. Pala Papa had a couple of nice opportunities, even Cold, a nice couple of shots there, but unfortunately, they just didn't really have too much of a second half to play with as Bren ran over them as quickly as they could.
Yeah, unfortunately, a nice couple of shots don't really convert into rounds, and from there, it's a lot of missed opportunities, so to speak, for Team LZ. Didn't really have economy control majority of the time either, so pretty harsh way to go out, but that's the Mirage game sometimes. You don't have control of economy, you get absolutely slammed, you get ground pounded, and that's it from there. That's what we saw.
That is it from there. That is it for the day as well. So, Kev, any final words before we wrap things up here?
I'm gonna enjoy not having a bit of a sleep in, to be honest. It's gonna be a bit scuffed, but I'll be back, bring you the first semi-finals tomorrow. So make sure you you come over here and enjoy the action.
Beautiful. Well, you enjoy your 4.5 or 5 hours sleep, whatever you get. I'm going to be having hopefully 1 or 2 more than that, but I guess we'll see once we get there. I'm going to be there for the grand final tomorrow with your boy Pilski. That's going to be fun. But thank you all for watching this evening. I hope you've all enjoyed the action. And semis and grand final are going to be on tomorrow. So see you then. Stay safe. We'll see you then.
Athletes are always challenging themselves to get better. You've seen this in all sports. Esports is no exception. You can never predict the outcome. The only thing you can control is how ready you are. Over and over, players adapt, trying to improve, fighting hard for every percent gained. Give everything you've got to the challenge and show your finest. Bring your best out. Strive for perfection. It's our goal, too.
Taiwan excellence empowers innovation in everyone's life. We keep moving forward to a wonderful tomorrow, dreaming amazing dreams and living fuller lives. Everywhere, every moment, every day. Taiwan excellence, everyday excellence.